Alright, what's happening, everyone? Connection looks good. Audio should be good. I'll make this a very quick one because I know there's a lot of other streams going on currently or coming soon. So I'll just add my 2 cents in. Basically, some things I'm noticing. I'll cover ChatGPT ever so quickly, and then I'll show you a little bit of Project Veritas and the work that they're doing in relation to, I guess you'd call it the whole, well, you could say in relation to Pfizer. Now, also, I'll cover a little known surveillance program that's currently taking place in the US and globally, and also a guide on how Pfizer basically and how they operate. Now, before we begin, what we'll do, we'll cover this particular newsletter that I received earlier. As I said before, not a shield, but all credit is for Jim Rickards for all of this work and the newsletter that I received. So basically, again, in an unofficial manner in regards to all of this, I received this newsletter, went over it, tried to make sense of it all. Now, without reading it all, what I decided to do, so here's the ChatGPT, I decided to put the entire text into the AI system and see how it actually goes. And lo and behold, it netted the result, I guess you could call it. It said basically, the passage is discussing the possibility of World War III and the possibility that war in over here, I can read it. War in the Ukraine could escalate into a nuclear war. The writer believes that the US is more likely to use nuclear weapons first to save face and destabilize Russia. The writer also mentions that many people have a hard time believing that a nuclear war could happen, and that the issue of when wars begin and end is not clear-cut. He also gives examples of when wars and when they officially began and ended, such as World War I and World War II, which also have unclear beginnings and ends. The writer's point is that World War III may have already begun, and it is complicated to determine when a war officially begins. So, this is not to spook the markets or anything like that. This is just pointing out that what is currently going on in our society, planet, I guess. What's going on our planet is probably a good way of putting it. Now, moving on from here, what we will do is, so there's some other stuff I want to cover, but I'll leave that for another day. I'm just trying to think. Email gone. So we could cover Project Veritas. Now, if you haven't seen this video already, you might find it because it's probably going to go viral. It's probably already trending. May or may not have seen it, depending on who you follow and your general interest. I'll play a little bit, and you might find it humorous as I did. But before I do, I will cover this ever so quickly. Now, there is a little note I was watching, I think Gerald Celente, Judge Neapolitan, I can never say his name. And basically, Neapolitano, that's right. Basically, little known surveillance program captures money transfers between US and more than 20 countries. Okay, that doesn't sound... I'll continue. It's pretty mind-blowing if you ask me. Law enforcement agencies across the US have different access to over 150 million transactions housed at a Arizona non-profit. That does not seem right. Basically, it goes on to explain, and what I might do... Oh, that's a pretty long one. Maybe in your own time, I'll put a link in the bottom and you can have a read to see if this is of interest to you. It may or may not be. What I might do is... I guess it is enough to raise awareness that this does exist. It was revealed by the Wall Street Journal back on 18th of January, so relatively new, not as new as the Veritas stuff. But it basically, hundreds of federal, state, and local US law enforcement agencies have access without court oversight to a database of more than 150 million money transfers between people in the US and in more than 20 countries, according to internal program documents and an investigation by Senator Ron Wyden. yeah, that doesn't seem right. It feels like, you know, privacy is being frittered away ever so much. Anyway, moving on. We have this here. I'll put links in the below for this one and the other one, and the Project Veritas work. Basically, I wish this wasn't true, but exclusive Pfizer secret guide for how to make a vaccine safe and effective. It's so easy. Here's how they did it. On January 16, we've got here. Here is the Pfizer's secret playbook for how to make a safe and effective vaccine. 1. Require full liability protection. 2. Contracts require that government isn't allowed to reveal any adverse safety information without Pfizer's express consent. 3. Get the US government to agree that there will not be any ICD-10 codes for a death of fully vaxxed person from COVID, death from COVID vaccine, injury from the COVID vaccine. 4. Avoid debating anyone who figures out the truth. 5. Make sure the medical journals only publish articles favourable to the vaccine. If there are any criticisms, ignore them. Number 6. Criticize anyone who speaks out against the vaccines as anti-science. Number 7. Forbid doctors to speak negatively about the vaccine to their patients, e.g. CA-AB 2098. 8. Punish doctors who tell the truth. Fire them. Strip them of their medical license. Censor them. Deplatform them. Demonetize them. Their channels, etc. Number 9. Make sure the mainstream media is telling a consistent narrative by creating the Trusted News Initiative. It's really that simple, and I wish I was kidding. If you can't make this up, it's all true. But yeah, note, the excuse for not having those ICD-10 codes listed above is simple. There is no need for such codes since these events are not possible. I can assure you the vaccine injured requested the codes to be added, but they were denied. So today, you cannot die from COVID if you've been vaccinated, and the vaccines don't injure or kill people. That's how science works. Now, YouTube, CockTube, do not. If you decide to censor me, then you know maybe you want to just double check what it is that I'm reading. Moving on, ever so quickly. If you haven't seen this, you might see it soon. Let's have a look. This is my reaction video to some absolute fire.
You work for Pfizer. My question for you is, why does Pfizer want to hide from the public the fact that they're mutating the COVID viruses?
Is this real life? I'm literally a liar. I was trying to impress a person on a date by lying. This is absurd.
Please don't touch me. Well, this is not. By the way,
Why are you doing
don't
this?
tell anybody.
This is someone who's just working at a company to literally help the public. You f***ed up. You really did. Please bring the cops as soon as possible. I'm really very unsafe.
Can you please unlock your door?
No, don't let them leave.
Please unlock the door.
Give me what is going
give
on
us some
here?
stuff.
How's that?
Please unlock. Please unlock the door. Please unlock the door.
I think that's enough because all of my computers froze. Alright, that's the end of this stream. I will put links, if my computer recovers, in the description of the comments below. Sorry, I'll put comments below, basically, with some links. And yeah,